60%, that's over half of the people that are working in this country are living paycheck to paycheck. Why so many people out there are lost on the concept of financial freedom? Well, guess what? Did you know 40% of the people that's earning over $100,000 are in the same boat as the ones that's in the 60%? Some of the gurus like Warren Buffett, he has been able to go ahead and achieve what he has done with Berkshire Hathaway by learning the power of compound interest, right? Staying in it for the long game. You know, saving alone just won't have you achieve financial freedom. You need to invest to grow your wealth over time.
This conversation about building up your blueprint. It's time to take it, cause time is wasted. Go grind and chase it, don't lose it. This generation need integration with information to move with. An inclination that is abiding in entertaining improvement. Yep.
Did you guys know that over 60% of the working class Americans are living paycheck to paycheck? 60%, that's over half of the people that are working in this country are living paycheck to paycheck. Here's another stat that you may not know of, all right? Over 40% of the people earning over $100,000 are living paycheck to paycheck as well too. That's just crazy nowadays in 2024. I mean, the stats don't lie. I mean, and with that being said, knowing these numbers, that just lets me know that majority of people or majority of Americans nowadays simply don't understand the concept of financial freedom. It's no surprise nowadays, obviously with the cost of inflation and everything going up. Why? And it just begs to ask you, why so many people out there are lost on the concept of financial freedom? Hopefully, you know, things can get better and things can change, but, you know, I want to go ahead and talk about and share, you know, certain tips, certain strategies and things like that that can help you not fall in the same experiences that some of, you know, most Americans are dealing with nowadays, right? So if you're one of these people, or if you're one of the individuals that's dealing with struggling to pay your bills, living paycheck to paycheck, guess what? In this video, we're going to go ahead and touch on several tips, several topics that can help you in 2024 to achieve financial freedom. All right, let's go ahead and get into it. What's going on, gang? Listen, welcome to the Respect My Blueprint podcast. This is your host, your main man. You know what time it is, your Blueprint Mastermind. And in this channel, if this is your first time tuning in, this is a channel where we go ahead and talk about success, culture, entrepreneurship, and lifestyle. And today's video, we're going to dive into a topic which this is pretty sensitive. This is going to be a sensitive topic because in 2024, it's no secret, unless you've been living in Iraq for the past couple of years nowadays, man, you know, a lot of people out there are just struggling, right? With inflation going on, the economy the way that it is and everything like that, things are just hard. A lot of people are struggling just to get by and everything. And the reason why that is, although, you know, you could attribute it to whatever the case may be, the economy, the inflation, the government, jobs, immigration, whatever the case may be, you know, it all boils down to personal responsibility, right? I mean, I myself, I struggled through it as well too. And even times, you know, even as recent, I've been struggling through this as well too, right? Because a lot of us think that financial freedom, or we may have the wrong perception of financial freedom, right? Just because you're living in a nice house, you drive a nice car, you know, you have a job that pays well, you think that you financially free. You thinking that you good. You thinking you all right. Yeah, I'm good, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm driving me a foreign toy. You know, I'm living in a nice crib in the suburbs and everything like that. My kids going to school, they well dressed and everything like that. But not really knowing that you're part of the majority out there living paycheck to paycheck, right? What happens if you end up getting laid off from your job? What happens if you end up experiencing a medical emergency? What happens if your spouse ends up losing your job or something really significant happens in your life, that you are going to lose 1 or 2 paychecks. It's a real scary thought for many of us, and many of us have experience on this because guess what? It's something that's called part of life, right? I always tell my kids this, life is, the road to success is always under construction. So basically what that means, life is always going to throw you curveballs, and life is never going to be perfect. You're always going to experience shortcomings, downfalls, and everything like that. But the key thing is knowing how to overcome these things is having the knowledge, having the habits to be able to do so. And in this video, right, I want to go ahead and tap in on some of the ways and some of the methods on what you can do to achieve financial freedom, right? But first, before we get into that, I want to go ahead and really define what is being financially free. What is financial freedom, right? Now, many of you may have different definitions, perceptions on what financial freedom is, but being financially free is being able to live and enjoy life on your own terms. I'm gonna say that again. Being financially free is being able to live and enjoy life on your own terms. And when that happens, that's when you're actually have financial freedom. So let's go ahead and break that down. How many of, if you're watching this right now, ask yourself, right? Are you able to enjoy life and live life on your own terms? Okay. I mean, if you're answering truthfully, many of us are not able to, or many of us know somebody who is unable to, right? Because again, like the statistics show, 60% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. I didn't say 50, I said 60. That's more than half of the people that has a 9-to-5 or that's working a job nowadays are living paycheck to paycheck. 20% are struggling to even pay their monthly bills, right? And here's the most surprising part, because again, many of us may think that, just because, I have the perception of having a nice house, nice car and everything like that, I'm good. Well, guess what? Did you know 40% of the people that's earning over $100,000 are in the same boat as the ones that's in the 60%? I mean, damn, man, this is 2024, and I would have imagined where we're in a day and age where $100,000 is not enough to be able to live comfortably. I mean, it was just not too long ago, which if you've been a follower of this channel, you guys know that there's, I've took some time off from releasing episodes and everything like that. And if you follow me on social media, you may be aware that I've experienced a personal medical situation, right? And prior to that personal medical situation, I was able to go ahead and exercise some of these habits that I'm going to share with you guys, right? I was able to go ahead and work to establish to myself as well as my family to position ourselves to being financially free, right? To have financial freedom. But just like I mentioned earlier, life hits us, things happen, unexpected things happen, right? And I experienced a severe medical condition that made my plans, made everything that I thought my perception of being financially free evaporated, changed course and everything. And many of us, again, have either experienced this or know somebody, may not be in the sense of having a medical condition, but again, many of us have been experienced of, laying off on a job, losing a job, having our spouse losing their job as well too. And guess what? Now we're in a situation where we're drowning in debt. We're overwhelmed in bills and everything like that. And it's a scary situation, right? Well, this is why, I felt this is necessary, to go ahead and do this video. This is a video that's very, very, I hope, it doesn't matter if you're an entrepreneur. It doesn't matter if you're, you could be a regular person, a mother, a father, uncle, brother, sister. It doesn't matter who you are. We are in a day and age. This is the best time in mankind where you could achieve wealth. You can achieve financial independence. You could achieve financial success. You could achieve financial freedom. One of the methods that I teach when I teach is learning how to build your financial house, right? Now, we're not going to cover it in this video, but learning how to build your financial house involves building the three pillars of your financial house, which is, again, being financially free, achieving financial independence, and also achieving financial success, right? Now, like I mentioned, being financially free is being able to live as well as enjoy life on your earned terms. But you have to also realize you can only achieve financial freedom by having financial independence and financial success. I'm gonna repeat that again. Again, you could only achieve financial freedom by having financial independence and financial success, which I'm going to go ahead and break down what financial independence and financial success in another video. But it's very important to understand that you need all three to be able to live the life in your own terms and enjoy life in your own terms, right? So, and again, many of us have different perceptions of what being financially free is about. And we're going to go ahead and break these down in this video because there's really no right or wrong answer on what being financially free is about. But in this video, I want to go ahead and share the 5 steps, what it takes to achieve financial freedom in 2024, because financial freedom isn't just a dream, it's a blueprint, it's a roadmap, it's a guide, waiting for you to be drawn. Just like how, this is the blueprint platform. The blueprint is the essential starting point on anything you want to do in life, where just like you need a blueprint to build a house, to build your financial house, you would need a blueprint. To build an actual house, to build anything, you would need a blueprint. You would need a starting point to be able to go ahead and achieve financial freedom. And in this video, I'm going to go ahead and break that down for you guys, okay? So first things first, all right? The first step, and this is the most important step in achieving financial freedom in 2024, what you want to do is set clear financial goals, all right? Because listen, a goal without a plan is just a wish, and to achieve financial freedom, you need clear, actionable goals, right? It's the same thing like I stated about building a blueprint. Would you build a house? Think about this. Like, say you went to the bank and got approved to a new construction loan, or to build, or just to build something from the ground up. Would you just go ahead and pay the contractor to start freestyle building on your house without having the actual blueprint, without giving some set of directions to him so he knows what to go by? Absolutely not, right? So it's the same sense when it comes to building your financial life in order, and having your financial life in order as well too. You want to make sure that you have an actual goal, an actual plan to be able to go ahead and build your financial goals, right? And think about what your financial goal is. And your financial goals, it could be, saving for a house, paying off debt, building an emergency fund, saving for your kids' college fund. There's really no right or wrong answer when it comes to setting financial goals for yourself, but you want to make sure before you start this journey that you do have clear financial goals in place, so therefore as you're going through this journey, you're not being led astray, as life, like I mentioned, can do that to you every so often, right? And also, it's very important, you want to think about what financial freedom actually means to you, all right? Many of us have different perceptions of what financial freedom means to us. I know for me, being financially free is living debt free. I hate debt. I mean, there's good debt and there's bad debt. If many of us may not understand, there's debt that, of course, if you're in the business world, debt can be leveraged to go ahead and scale and grow your business. But when it comes to personal debt, unnecessary consumer debt, that is something that I completely want to avoid, right? Many of us, especially in the minority communities, we're impacted by this. And we need to understand, okay, actually what does financial freedom means to you, right? Is it owning your own home? All right. Maybe retiring early, right? There's no right or wrong answer, but what you do need to do is ask yourself, what does financial freedom means to you? And then when you're able to answer that question, ultimately that helps you build the blueprint in setting your clear financial goals in being financially free, okay? Also, your financial goals are your roadmap to your future. So you want to make sure, like I state, you define them clearly, so therefore you'll know exactly what you're headed. Because like I stated, the road to success, or in this instance, the road to financial freedom, is always under construction. So you make sure you keep that in mind. So therefore, when you're setting your blueprint, you're not, taking off course or anything like that, okay? Step number 2 in becoming financially free is creating a budget and sticking to it, all right? Again, I'm gonna say it again. It's a two parts of this, not just creating a budget, but sticking to the budget as well too, okay? The importance of budgeting in achieving financial freedom, I can't stress it enough, okay? A budget is just not about restricting your spending. It's about giving every dollar a purpose. All right. Many of us, when they hear budget, they're like, oh man, come on, man. You mean I can't do this? I can't buy this? Yes. Okay. No, it doesn't necessarily mean that you can't do some of the things that you enjoy in life. It basically means, having a purpose for each and every dollar that you do spend, right? Let me ask you, that Starbucks that you get every morning before you go to work, okay? How much purpose is that giving into your life, right? Going shopping every weekend, how much purpose does that give to you setting your financial goals, right? So again, setting a budget is not about just restricting your spending. It's all about knowing where each and every dollar goes and how much does that dollar goes towards building your financial freedom or building your financial house, right? And you could create a very realistic budget. It's not very hard at all. You could start by tracking your income and expenses, and it's very hard. Many of us don't do this. Many of us just gets paid and then we pay the bills as it comes. But there's plenty of platforms out there and tools that you can use out there, such as YNAB, or even, personal budgeting and personal finance apps like Mint, and these type of platforms can help make budgeting a lot more easier and effective. So again, having a blueprint and having a mentor are great, essential, valuable tools that you can utilize to be able to go ahead and help you build your financial goals, right? And if you can't afford a mentor, again, there's tools out there that are great substitutes, like I just mentioned, personal finance apps that's very inexpensive that you could tap into. YNAB and Mint, these are two very, very popular ones. Believe it or not, we're working here at the team here at Respect My Blueprint. We're working on a personal finance app too that we're hoping to release at the end of this year to help individuals achieve financial freedom as well as helping budgeting their goals too, all right? Also, very important to keep in mind that a budget is like your financial blueprint. It's part of your financial blueprint. You want to follow it be diligent in following it. All right. And that will help you not only build a strong foundation, but again, like I mentioned earlier, help you build your financial house. Because I'm going to say it again, you could only achieve financial freedom by having financial independence as well as having financial success, which we're going to go ahead and go on into step 3. And step 3, this is something that I'm going to go ahead and get below the skin here. Many of us are really, really struggling when it comes to this, and that's reducing and eliminating debt, right? Like I stated to you guys earlier, my perception as far as being financially free is I want to be debt free. I want to be debt free. So this part right here, step 3, is very, very important to me. And this will be a very essential step in order for you to be able to do the same as well too. Now, the impact on debt is I can't even say it into words, right? Because, and again, there's two types of debt. There's good debt and there's bad debt. The good debt, if you're in the side of business and entrepreneurship, we're not going to go too deep into that, but I'm talking about unnecessary consumer debt, credit card debt, right? Things that truly does not hold value in our lives. Things that just provide us instant gratification. These are the things that you want to avoid because that is a major roadblock to financial freedom. The more you owe, the harder it is for you to achieve financial freedom. It's just a simple formula. There's no two ways about it. So, and there's plenty of strategies out there. There's plenty of information, plenty of gurus and pundits out there that you can follow that'll help you achieve avoiding financial debt. You're right. Some of us may have heard some of the more popular methods, such as, the snowball method from Dave Ramsey, which helps you build momentum by paying off your smaller debts first. There's also the avalanche method where, you could save more by paying your high debt interest first. Again, I'm not here to say one is better than the other. But what you want to do, like I stated in step 2, you want to create a plan and stick to it. And by creating the plan, ultimately will help you in this step of reducing and eliminating debt. Because as much as the more debt you have, or as long as you're carrying debt, the more you are holding yourself back from achieving financial freedom. And like I said, 60% of people are living paycheck to paycheck. If you are one of those individuals, follow these steps here. Follow them diligently, and I promise you, by 2025, you'll be able to go ahead and turn things around for you, okay? Now, let's go into step 4. Step 4 is another very, very important one, which is building an emergency fund, okay? Now, some of you may be looking at me like, Wes, come on, man. How can we build an emergency fund if we live in paycheck to paycheck, right? Come on, man. But building an emergency fund is really not hard at all. Again, if we're able to set clear financial goals, create a budget, reduce debt, we'll be able to go ahead and build this an emergency fund within this step that I'm speaking of here. Because think of having an emergency fund as it's like a safety net, right? It protects you from unexpected expenses and financial setbacks that you're going to experience. All right, I'm gonna say it again. You're going to experience. Don't think you're going to be one of the rare individuals in life that just cruise through life without experiencing any hardships or anything like that. It's just not going to happen, right? Life is not designed that way, right? So the question is, how much do you need to save to have an emergency fund? Well, you want to aim to have at least 3 to 6 months worth of living expenses. So if your monthly expenses, let's say for example, is $3,500, and we're talking about, your rent, car payment, insurance, utilities, things like that. If it adds up to $3,500 a month, you want to make sure you have at least 3 to 6 months of this in your bank account, right? And it's very simple, and you can start off small, just like the snowball method, right? You can start off small, whether it's $50 a paycheck, $100 a paycheck, and build up to it, right? Or, like I mentioned, creating a budget. If you create a budget and eliminate some of the things that we think we need in life, some of the luxury expenses, some of the instant gratification expenses, and if we're able to stick to that budget until we build an emergency fund, then that puts us in a better position to be able to achieve financial freedom, right? So you want to aim to have at least 3 to 6 months worth of expenses. This will give you a good fallback cushion just in case of emergencies arise. So therefore, if you ever hit with an emergency, you're able to go ahead and tap into this emergency fund and be able to go ahead and not skip a beat and make sure that everything that you need to take care of is well taken care of, okay? And you want to make sure you keep your emergency fund. This is the key part here, guys. Keep your emergency fund in a high yield savings account. Don't put it in your checking account where you have auto payments coming out every month. You want to have it into a high yield account where it's at least gaining some interest, right? Even if you're putting into it a Roth IRA, Okay, you're putting it inside of a brokerage account on Robinhood, E-Trade, or whatever your favorite trading account is. But the key is you want to put it in an account where, number one, you're not having reoccurring transactions being taken out of the account, but more importantly, you're at least getting, it's sort of like a double benefit. You're putting your money into a savings account and you're earning interest on these funds. And one of the eighth wonders of the world, if you have not heard of nowadays, is compound interest. So whether it's 2%, 3%, 4%, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. This is still money that's being put back in your pocket on an annual basis, okay? So an emergency fund, like I said, it's your financial shield. With it, you can face any unexpected situations in life and challenges, and you can do so with complete confidence, worrying that you're not going to skip a beat. All right, so moving on, man. Moving on, and the last and most important, if you follow these 4 steps here, this last step should be very, very easy for you, which is investing for the future, right? And again, setting a budget for yourself, having clear financial goals, and having an emergency fund puts you in a position to be able to invest in your future, right? How many of us are parents out there, like myself, right? I know myself, I have 4 kids, and as a parent, one of the most important things, one of the most innate things as a parent that you have inside you is that you are living or investing for your kids, right? You want to make sure that they have a better life that you may have experienced, or they have some of the benefits in life that you was not able to enjoy in life, right? And this is the same way it comes to step 5, investing in your future, right? The importance in investing for long-term financial freedom. Saving alone just won't have you achieve financial freedom. You need to invest to grow your wealth over time, right? It's just like investing, in the stock market, or investing in real estate, or investing in a business, right? You are doing these things for the sake of hoping it gives you a return on investment in the future. So this is the same thing when it comes to achieving financial freedom. Investing in your future, diversifying your investments to spread risk and maximize returns, and there's plenty of different ways. I just gave you guys 3-4 different options, and you can consider a lot of different things such as stocks, bonds, mutual funds, real estate, right? But make sure whichever route or whichever direction that you're going to, that you get the proper guidance, you get the proper roadmap, you get with the mentor, somebody who is well educated in that field. So therefore, you're not taking any unnecessary risk, right? Because again, the last thing you want to do is be able to go ahead and follow all of these steps here, and you end up tripping on your own feet because you don't want to go ahead and get the proper education, get the proper guidance, or get with someone who may know a little bit more for you and put you in a position to be able to invest for the future. But the power of, like I mentioned, the power of compound interest. The earlier you start saving, the more benefit from compound interest you're going to get. Money grows faster the longer it stays invested. I'm going to say that again. The money grows faster the longer it stays invested. You don't got to believe me. Some of the gurus like Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett, some people may call him the greatest investor of all time, right? And he has been able to go ahead and achieve what he has done with Berkshire Hathaway by learning the power of compound interest, right? Staying in it for the long game, not just for the instant gratification, learning the power of investing for the future, right? Investing is the same thing like planting seeds for the future. Again, the sooner you start, the sooner you'll reap your rewards off of it. Parents out there, get your kids to go ahead and get them to invest early in their future, right? Get them early. It doesn't matter if they're 14, 15, or if they're under 18 at the age of 18. the sooner you're able to go ahead and get them to start investing in the future, you are teaching them the good habits of being financially independent, of also learning how to achieve financial freedom, right? Get into a high yield savings account, okay? If they're under 18, of course, they're gonna have a custodial account where you'll be able to monitor it, but teach them the power of saving, right? By teaching these good habits early, you're going to put them in a good position to be able to go ahead and achieve financial freedom. Okay, so let's go ahead and recap some of the points we just talked about. Again, the simple steps to achieving financial freedom. Like I stated, number one, setting clear financial goals. All right, very, very important. You're not going to go anywhere without having a blueprint, or without a blueprint, you're just going to go ahead and it's like building a house on sand. It's just going to end up crumbling. Okay. Number two, making sure you create a budget and sticking with it. Many of us, it's like a lot of us will have a New Year's resolution of going to the gym, but guess what? By February, we're done going to the gym, right? So the hardest part is not going to the gym, but staying consistently going to the gym every single day, right? So make sure you create a budget and you stick with it. Number three, reducing and eliminating debt, all right? Consumer debt, guys, like I mentioned, 60% of Americans that live paycheck to paycheck, they're not there mainly because of, just by chance. Mainly it's because they are overwhelmed with consumer debt. So the key thing is, if you want to be able to achieve financial freedom, make sure you reduce as well as eliminate debt, all right? Debt is definitely the kryptonite when it comes to achieving financial freedom. All right, number four, building an emergency fund. That is your financial shield. That is your protection. And again, what's the key formula? 3 to 6 months of living expenses. Saving 3 to 6 months puts you in a good position just in case anything that life throws at you, as I mentioned and emphasized earlier in this video, is going to happen. I'm going to say it again. It is going to happen. So listen, I cannot emphasize this point. I can't emphasize this point any more than I'm saying right now. You definitely want to have an emergency fund, so therefore you and your family are well taken care of just in case it comes. And last but not least, like I mentioned, investing in the future. As you want to go ahead and invest in your children, you want to invest in yourself in the future, you want to go ahead and invest in being financially free. Go ahead and diversify in different financial instruments, get with a mentor, and make sure you are putting all of your savings into a high yield savings account, as again, compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. Okay, guys, listen, financial freedom isn't a destination, it's a journey. It is a journey, right? And it's a long journey, right? So you want to start your journey today, create your blueprint for success, and I promise you guys, in 2025 and beyond, you're going to put yourself in a position to be financially free, all right? Well, listen, as always, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for those who are able to stay throughout the entire episode. Do me a huge favor right now if you haven't done so already. Go ahead and hit the like button as well as the subscribe button. That helps us with the YouTube algorithm as well as helps us do more videos like this, all right? If you have a comment, definitely drop a comment down below. Would definitely like to hear from our viewers, as we can, this helps us formulate better videos, as well as gives us more opportunities to create content like this for you guys. And as always, if you have stayed to the end, I know you are waiting to hear this part. Thanks for tuning in, and we're going to catch you on the flip side. Take care, guys. Peace.
Blueprint, yeah. Blueprint. This conversation about building up your blueprint. It's time to take it, cause time is wasted. Go grind and chase it, don't lose it. This generation need integration with information to move with. An inclination that is abiding in entertaining improvement. Yep, Wes Paul with Blueprint. This guests are exclusive. Get on and tune in and then learn some new tips about credit, finance, investment. A nice chance to get rich and buy land. Flip it, quick 9 bands. Learn all the skills from Wes, he did it. Learn how to build successful business. Run up a mill and get the digits. Run up a mill. Look, safe place where guests are speaking. Based on financial freedom. All facts, no cap, believe it. Podcast, you have to see it.